Hello and welcome to today's episode. Today we're talking about emotional intelligence and the power that emotional intelligence has when it comes to us as women and advancing in our careers. So first of all, it's important for us to understand what emotional intelligence is and what it is not, and how we can utilize it in today's workplace. We know that when it comes to advancing in our careers, there's so many challenges and setbacks that we encounter that are specific to us as women, but I view emotional intelligence as a superpower that you can harness in order to emerge as a leader in your workplace. And as we all know, leadership is one powerful aspect when it comes to advancing in your career. It's not just about being intelligent and knowing how things are done. It's also about being aware of how others are feeling, their emotions, bringing the team together in the completion of a worthy goal. My name is Lorraine. I'm so excited for us to dig into this episode, and I'm just going to give you some practical examples as well of how you can utilize emotional intelligence in your pursuit of advancing in your career. So first of all, what is emotional intelligence? I'm just going to read this definition from my notes because I want to give you guys the most up-to-date definition. But emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions while empathetically perceiving and influencing the emotions of others. And it comprises 4 aspects, and these are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. And these are also important when it comes to how we interact with other people in the workplace, and it really plays a key factor in how we advance in our career as well. So the first part of emotional intelligence that we're going to look at is self-awareness. I think that, and I might be biased in this, and studies kind of like, some studies agree, some studies conflict, that when it comes to self-awareness, I think that as women, we are probably at an advantage because we are able to naturally tune in to our emotions. So it might seem to be quite a feminine trait, but even the leaders, people who are in leadership positions, and it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, self-awareness is a very important strength to develop, because when you're self-aware, you're able to know how you're feeling in that moment. You're not just letting emotions escape under the radar without being detected. And when you're self-aware, you're highly unlikely to find yourself in a mood where you are unaware of how you even started having a mood. But with self-awareness, you're able to detect when things are going pear-shaped and negative. You're even able to identify the patterns in your own life. And maybe for some women, these patterns might follow a monthly or 28-day cycle. So you tend to know that, okay, on these particular days, my emotions are like so. On these particular days, I'm very happy and bubbly. On this particular day, I just want to hide and sleep. Self-awareness comes into play in being able to identify all that. When you are self-aware as an individual, you can differentiate where you begin and where you end, as well as where others begin and where others end. If you're not aware of your own emotions, you can become confused at how you're feeling at a given point. You might give your power away to other people because you're not taking ownership of those emotions that you're feeling. And when it comes to emotions, I want us to know as well as women that emotions are fickle. They come and they go. This morning, when I took the first sip of coffee, I was on top of the moon. Maybe at night after I come back from work today, because I'm working until late, I'm going to be very tired and I'll probably be feeling depleted and low and wanting to sleep. So your emotions vary. They come, they go. Emotions are not to be taken personally. And I think that's the power of self-awareness, is being able to name and identify the emotion that you're feeling. Sometimes the emotion can be, let's say, fear. And this is a practical application. So you might be experiencing fear in your life because maybe you listened to the news on your way to work. Someone said something to you, invoked a particular memory from the past. As a result, you're feeling fearful and you're dreading the day ahead. A self-aware person is able to pick up that fear and is able to identify why or how you're feeling fearful, thereby not allowing it to become a mood that just goes by undetected. The second aspect of emotional intelligence, and one that I love so much, is self-management. This is the ability to be resilient, to take control of one's own emotions, and even is the ability to control your temper. Have you ever come across people that tell you that, you know what, I have anger issues, I'm unable to control my temper? That can be a problem when it comes to advancing in your career and when it comes to stepping up as a leader, because we rarely, we don't want leaders that are unable to control their emotions, because then they lead the team astray. They make emotional, egotistical, driven decisions. Therefore, self-management is very, very important as a woman. And part of this is, again, when it comes from self-awareness, naming the emotion, knowing that recognizing that the emotion is there. But self-management might even include having a plan for how to manage the certain emotions that you feel. So if you know that maybe you're prone to getting angry, then you can know that, okay, next time I get angry, I'm going to count to 5 before I react or respond. One that I use, that I apply in my own business, is that if I'm annoyed about something, I will probably write an email or message or whatever and then not send it. And then after some time, I just put it in a notebook and then talk about it at a time when it's not emotionally charged. Self-management is so important because it enables you to go deep with your relationships, because people that cannot manage their emotions actually hinder the progression of emotional connection with other people, because a reactive person is one that is just difficult to connect with. But if you can take a step back, not react, people can connect, they can open more to you because they know that you're able to manage your emotions. There are times when people have asked me, Lorraine, why do you always seem to be calm and under control? And I'm like, sometimes I'm panicking inside. But, you know, self-management has really helped me in my career to just stay calm, focused when everything else seems to be wreaking havoc. So I just have a question for you. In your own life today, when you take a look at how you're managing your life, how can you encompass self-management in the way that you live your life on a day-to-day basis? How can you encompass self-management when it comes to the way that you communicate with your team, the way that you do things in the team setting? I would love to know. The third skill when it comes to building emotional intelligence is fostering social awareness. What is social awareness? It's being aware of how others are feeling, what they're going through when you are in a group or team environment. It's what others call empathy, being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and feel how they're feeling, so to speak. So I'm not saying you're mirroring someone's misery or frustration, but it's simply being aware that somebody is miserable or they're frustrated, and coming from a place of understanding rather than brushing that emotion off. And empathy as a leader is such a powerful, powerful skill, because it enables you to listen deeply to what other people are saying without you rushing to react and to respond. And I think it's so important for people to be able to connect with you that way, because when someone is displaying empathy, you can't fake empathy. You really feel it on a deeper level. And I feel that this social awareness might even come naturally to women, because they nature, our nature is to nurture people, nurture children, and social awareness enables people to be able to come closer to you, really open up to you. It enables you to draw out the strength of the individual members that are in your team, which I think it's so powerful when it comes to advancing in your career, because the leader who is socially aware, who's displaying empathy, is able to really lead the team to achieving positive and worthy goals. So ask yourself in what ways you can develop social awareness in your career when you go to work tomorrow, at work today, when you're in a meeting, when you're interacting with other colleagues. How can you actually develop social awareness? The fourth element in emotional intelligence is mastering relationship management. As we know, more than ever, it's so important to cultivate a strong network around you. And this comes with relationship management. Part of relationship management is being able to bring the team together, being able to resolve conflict, especially when you have powerful personalities clashing in the team. Relationship management is just so important if you're looking to grow and advance in your career, to be in a leadership role or position. Other ways that you can build your relationship or manage your relationship is attending network events, being active on platforms such as LinkedIn, where you're meeting people from around the world and you're cultivating and fostering those connections. I am always actively reaching out to women around me because I am so conscious about relationship building and managing that connection around me. So then, how can you actually use emotional intelligence to get a promotion and to advance in your career? When you are aware of those four elements of emotional intelligence, if you're being aware of your own emotions, you're self-managing your own emotions, you're socially aware, and you're actively engaging in relationship management, then you cannot help but stand out in terms of your strength and in terms of being of shining out as a capable potential for leadership and for promotion roles. So as a woman, you can actively grow your emotional intelligence in your workplace, and as you do this, it says to the management, it says to your team that you're a capable leader, you're capable of conflict resolution. So it just shows to your team that you have strong leadership potential, and it really puts you in a position where you can easily get promoted and where you can advance in your career. So those were the four elements of emotional intelligence and how you can utilize them to advance in your career. I want to know, what has been your experience as a woman when it comes to building your own emotional awareness, when it comes to self-management, when it comes to social awareness and relationship management? I want to hear from you what really resonated with you. Do you think emotional intelligence is a useful tool for you to apply as you advance in your career, or do you think it's just a social construct that was invented by somebody? So I'd love to hear from you about what emotional intelligence means to you and what you learned from me today about emotional intelligence. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next episode.